Hi guys, today I'm going to be reviewing Pussers Navy Rum, 15-year-old rum. Now this rum here, absolute history behind this rum is like no other, probably there's no other rum on this planet that's going to have the history that this rum's got. It's the original Navy rum, produced today to the original Navy recipe that Royal Navy used to give to all of its ratings. And that started back in 1655 when they decided to give a daily rum ration to all of its ratings. And this was issued by the ship's purser, who was the guy in charge of all stock on a boat. You want something, you go see the purser. And so you want to drop a rum, you go see the purser. And so it got changed by the sailors to Pusser over the time, and it stuck. So he was known as, it was the Pussers rum, not the Purser's rum. And right up until 1740, the sailors got 1 pint of rum per day, at half a pint at 2 different intervals. A pint of rum a day, man. Cool. That's a lot of rum to be drinking it every day. Whether they did drink it every day, but I would have thought that most guys are half cut. But when they, before battle, they actually got 2 pints of rum a day. And well, could you imagine facing a guy with 2 pints of rum in him with a sword in his hand? I think I'd be headed in the opposite direction for sure. But like I said, it's, and after the battle, if they won, they got rewarded by a job well done rum ration as well. You know what I mean? So if you certainly liked your drink, it was the place to be back in them days, that's for sure. And for the 1600s through to the early 1900s, the rum ration was pretty much the only comfort that people that were on board working away, you join up, or sometimes you probably get knocked over the head and put on a boat, but you would turn around and be working away for years at a time. And if you can imagine, there was a lot of disease. You never knew what was round any corner, and it was, your rum ration was pretty much your only comfort that you had away from home. So it was really treasured by the sailors, really. Anyway, as you can imagine, with all the rum being drunk, there was a lot of fights breaking out on board, a lot of bad discipline cropping up from time to time. And when the British armed forces, if you misbehaved, you get dealt with really badly. But in them days, the punishments used to be really brutal. So Admiral Vernon, who was the commander-in-chief of the West Indies station, he decided that he wanted to put a stop to what he called drunken, swinish behaviour. And so what he done is, he said he wanted the rum to be watered down. He believed if you watered it down with water, it would be less effective on him. But you're still taking in the same amount of alcohol, wouldn't you? But anyway, he ordered this to happen, and basically he ordered that the rum, half a pint of rum, be watered down to a quarter of a pint of water. And one of his statements was that for men who were good husbands, they could have extra lime and extra sugar ration to make it more palatable. So basically, you could say you might have invented the first cocktail, because water, rum, lime and sugar, wow, yeah, I might even make one of those up myself in a minute. Anyway, like I said, really good. The sailors, they had nicknamed Admiral Vernon Old Grog, because he used to wear a grog room cloak. And after he'd done this to their rum ration, it pissed them off a bit, to be honest with you, and really got their backs up. And so they turned around and called the drink grog, and it was meant derogatory more than as affectionate, to be honest with you. But the rum ration changed throughout the years, and to different strengths and issues. But at the end of it, in 31st of July 1970, it was at 1/8 of a pint of rum per man. So anyway, On the 31st of July 1970, they actually abolished the daily rum ration because they said a modern army with mechanised weapon systems, they couldn't be having people under the influence of alcohol controlling them. And basically, you can imagine that as like somebody with their finger on the button who's pissed, basically. And you can understand that. And it became known as Black Top Day. And really sad day in the history of naval tradition, because it was the longest running tradition ever. 300 years of that tradition, and abolished. So you know, something that long just being abolished like that, it isn't taken very fondly, to be honest, by people. Folklore, there's a bit of folklore going about the situation. This is called Nelson's blood, and the reason for that is that when Admiral Nelson got struck down at the Battle of Trafalgar, he normal procedure were to chuck the bodies overboard, and even if mortally wounded, you chuck them overboard. You know they're not going to survive. Bang them overboard, clear the decks. And he got struck down, but he took down 17 of the enemy ships and was a hero. And he asked if he could be taken home to be buried. And so they put him in when he died, they put him in a barrel of Pussers rum. And when they got him home, they opened the barrel, and there was poor old Nelson pickled. But the rum was gone from the barrel, and they wondered where it had gone. So they looked, and they found a little plug in it, and the sailors had been drawing off the rum from the bottom of the barrel, so they'd been drinking Nelson's blood. And that name has stuck with this rum from that day on. So there's a bit of a story, eh? Wow, it's amazing, really. Every bottle of Pussers rum that is sold, a percentage of the price goes to the Royal Navy Top Fund, and that is to help ex-navymen and retired navymen. So what a lovely touch. I'm going to pour a glass now, and we're going to have a little taste and see what it's like, because I've been telling you a bit of the history, but the history is so big on this rum, I didn't feel as though I could turn around and not tell you about it. First of all, we'll look at the colour. Beautiful amber, burnt amber colour. It's gorgeous. First thing I can smell on that is a sort of apricot, beautiful apricot smell. Mixed, rich mixed spice, orange peel. There's a smell in the background there which is unusual, sort of a leathery smell. I'm going to take a sip. Wow, that's really smooth, coats the mouth beautifully. It's got, like I said, apricot, spiciness to it, warming, really lovely and warming. Brown sugar, lovely brown sugar notes. Little hints of vanilla, although they don't add any flavourings to it. So where these flavours come from, it's just what I can taste in it. What I like about this most of all, it's got a lovely sweet, warming, peppery finish, and it's really probably the longest finished rum that I've tasted. It just really goes on and on and on, and then there's a lovely pepperiness on the back end. It's beautiful. This is gorgeous. This rum will cost you anything from £42 to £45 online. I've been looking around for average price. Really good, I would say. Definitely worth a try. I would try it if I was you. I'm going to sign off now with a little poem, actually, which is from Black Top Day Poetry. It's on the website. You have a little look, and when they done away with the rum ration, it pissed so many people off that some of the sailors wrote poems, and this is one of the poems that was written, and this is: you soothed my nerves and warmed my limbs, and cheered my dismal heart, procured my wants, obliged my whims, and now it's time to part. And so the time has come, my friend, to take the final sup. Our tears are shed, this is the end. Goodbye and bottoms up. So, cheers and enjoy.